Hello friends, my name is Torin and welcome to Wellbeing Café. Thank you for joining for day 12 of our 2026 Learn Journey.
This is Learn as in our life movement model, standing for learn, integrate, flow, and explore. Our Learn Journey focuses on setting proper anatomical foundations for healthy, functional movement patterns and poses, with more beginner-friendly options and less repetitions. Today's class is focused on flexibility, one of the 5 pillars in our balanced body journey. Every flexibility practice uses Yin Yoga, a passive practice which targets deep connective tissues by holding poses for extended periods of time. Awareness and self-regulation are essential to finding the unique balance needs of your body. By taking this class, you take on all liability of injury, and we really don't want you to get injured, so please adjust for what your body needs today.
Today's practice is focused on upper body flexibility, using long hold positions in a style called Yin Yoga. For our practice today, I would recommend having a bolster, pillow, or potentially some blocks for a few of our position options, though there will be alternatives provided if you do not have these. Thank you so much for joining, and we will begin in a comfortable seated position of your choice. Block could come underneath the glutes, or you could come cross-legged, maybe with a pillow underneath. Settle into whatever seat you choose. Take a moment to move through your shoulders and spine to get out any transitory energy before we settle into a place of stillness. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. And release the shoulders away from the ears. Consciously let go of tension from the forehead. And let that release travel down and across the entire body. As you inhale, feel your body. Exhale, release tension. 2 more breaths, just like this. And now observe your breath just as it is. Let this initial starting place be a transition point from the day into now. Slowly open your eyes if they were closed. Hands come to your thighs or back behind you. Inhale, open through your heart for a seated cow. Exhale, round forward for seated cat. 2 more at your own pace. Moving into our spine with some gentle motion. Stack your spine, and we will come to closed wing. There are 2 variations that I will show. The first one is in child's pose, and the second one is in seated, and will be shown in the top corner of this video. If you are coming to the child's pose variation, knees can be close together or wide apart. Arms come out in front of you to start. Like a standard child's pose, allow your heart to sink towards the earth. 1 grounding breath. Bring the right forearm towards the right knee. Use this as a base. Inhale, the left arm extends to the side. Exhale, thread the left arm underneath the right. Square the chest down to bring a stretch into your left shoulder. The right arm can walk further forward to bring more intensity. Readjust the position so it feels comfortable to you. The blanket can always come under the knees or between the knees as well. If this pose does not feel right to you, you can take the seated variation. Feet flat on the ground in front of you, knees towards the sky. open your arms like wings. The right arm comes underneath the left. Elbows come to the center between the knees. Place the forearms on the thighs and open the knees towards the sides. This will create space between your shoulder blades and a stretch through your shoulders. If this does not feel right either, you can come to a one-armed variation, bending the right arm around the left, pulling the left arm in, and staying here or leaning forward onto your right thigh. From any position you have taken, we will stay for 1 minute. Readjust to find the right form for your body. All of us have very different anatomical shapes. It can take a moment to find the right placement of your specific anatomy, the right organization, if you will. Deepen further until you find your edge, and breathe into that edge once you arrive, ebbing and flowing around it with the expansion and release of your breath. One more breath. Exhale, slowly unwind, slowly come out of the position. Support yourself with your right arm. Slowly release the left. And take counter movement, cat-cow-like movements, or an open wing, extending the left arm out long onto the ground and pushing into the right hand. And come to center in any position of stillness, maybe child's pose, momentarily. What do you notice in the differences of your body, the right to the left? Where can you feel an impression left by the pose you were just in? Bring the left arm in and find your opposite closed wing. Right arm threads underneath. Or cross the opposite arms if you're in the seated variation. Readjust for the needs of this side. And know you can always take a different variation as well if something doesn't feel right. If you feel uncomfortable on your knees, for example, maybe you take the seated variation for our second side. And the next time you do this practice, maybe you switch and you take the seated variation for the first side and the child's for the second. Find your edge, and wherever that is today, acknowledge as well that yin and flexibility, just like strength, stability, mobility, it is all a journey. What matters is putting ourselves in the right environments to take that journey on a consistent basis. That repetition in healthy patterns allows us to grow and to move in the direction of where we are looking to go. One more breath. Support yourself out of the pose. And take counter movement on this side. Maybe an open wing. Come back to center. And back to your heels or to your glutes or any other comfortable seated position of your choice. A bolster can come back behind you if you have one, or hands can come to your thighs for our seated cow hold, the spinal extension opening through the back. We want this to be a very passive position. So we're not looking to actively push to create our extension, but first to open up and then to relax into the space that is there. If the hands behind do not feel good, you can always bring them to the thigh and pull the chest forward as you release the shoulders down. Gaze can come up or stay forward if that is not available in your spine. We will be here for 1 minute. Whatever variation you take, breathe from the base of your spine all the way up to the top, and from the top all the way to the base. One more breath. Exhale, release very slowly. Fold forwards, move through your wrists, and take a few cat-cow-like movements, spinal extension and spinal flexion. Extend the legs out in front of you. We have two options for our next position. One is deep flexion through the spine, focused again on the upper body. Round forwards all the way towards your knees towards the ceiling. Hands can clasp at the base of the skull, elbows resting on the knees on the outside or the inside. Thumbs could come to the occiput, the top of the skull, or down further below. Maybe the pinkies are closer to that point. Alternatively, instead of taking a full seated flexion, legs could come out in front with a deep bend in the knees. The bolster could come between the thighs and the legs. Fold over the bolster for a hamstring stretch and flexion through the spine. We'll stay here for 1 minute. Release through your spine. Allow yourself to round. Release tension. Relax your muscles. Awareness to your core. Is there any tension in your core? To your feet, your glutes. Let go of everything and tell your body it's safe to be here. Though if you feel any pain, please back out of any of these positions. One more breath. Support yourself up, stack your spine. Cat-cow-like motions. Very slow and controlled, full articulation of the spine. If you're using a prop, bring it back out behind you, so it's at the top of your mat. Slowly shift forwards so that you are down onto your back. Extend the prop so you're not laying on it with your head. Notice this new perspective for a moment, the support beneath you. Legs can stay bent or extend them long. Arms reach overhead in a Y position, out at angles over the top of your prop. This can be very nice for opening up through the spine, through the shoulders. If you do not have a prop, Then hands can come to the base of the skull as well. So you open up the elbows and release. Allow the weight of gravity to aid you in this position. We will stay here for 1.5 minutes. As we open the chest, open the shoulders. Maybe you play with your leg variation. As you rest into this position, can you release through your shoulders even more? Allow the prop and gravity to really be what creates the pose, what creates the tension in the form, that allows you to find a deep level of sensation. It can be very difficult to fully and consciously relax our bodies, but it can be very liberating as well. As we move through any of these positions, I encourage you to be introspective. As you check in with how each position feels, maybe you ask why. Just observing and creating that inner dialogue. One more breath. Slowly release the arms, slow as you can. Bring them to center, move them around. It's perfectly normal to feel quite stiff after yin. Maybe even later after this practice is fully finished. From here, stay in a laying position, just as you are, legs in any variation, or set up supported fish. If you are coming to supported fish, roll onto your side first and push yourself up in a very slow and controlled way. We don't want to bring extra tension or engagement in when we don't need it. If you have 1 or 2 blocks, create a ramp with your bolster or with your pillow. A blanket could also be folded to go in between the shoulder blades instead. Place the base of your spine along the edge of the bolster. You've probably heard these setup cues quite a few times now. And allow your spine to release across the support. Open up through the chest, through the shoulders. Let the arms hang heavy and long. And breathe into this final resting pose. With every exhalation, let go of all tension. Release deeper into the support and into the ease and comfort of now. Bring awareness to the base of your spine. Notice the connection point to the bolster if you are in a supported fish variation. And bring awareness up the spine, through the middle back, up to the top of the neck. Where the neck meets the skull, maybe you feel this area, this connection point to whatever is supporting you in your final position. Awareness from the top of the neck, down the spine, down the middle back, all the way to the base of the spine. As you breathe, imagine a red line starting from the base of the spine. As you inhale, it grows to the top of the spine. As you exhale, it traces back down to the base. Continue in this pattern with connection to the breath, connection to the body. Continue in this pattern or let go of everything and allow yourself to just be. Please stay here for as long as serves you. I might stay here a little longer today too. Thank you so much for joining. And wherever your day takes you next, may it be someplace beautiful. Take care, friend. And we'll see you soon.